So good evening, everyone, and you're very welcome, and welcome to those who are joining us from their homes. Welcome to this play, Pilate Under Pressure. It was written by Sean Walsh, a playwright from Drumcondra, whom I got to know many years ago. He was head of drama in RTE Radio for many years. So he's a writer and a director and a producer of plays, and many of his plays have been broadcast on RTE and BBC and have been staged at the Abbey Theatre and the Peacock and other places. And he's written a number of plays on the theme of the Passion, including this one, Pilate Under Pressure. And in all of them, the person of Jesus never appears. He's always spoken about. So it invites us to, in a way, use our own imagination. And that's true of the play that we're about to witness. It's a short play, about 20-25 minutes at most. And there are only two actors, but three characters. We have Pilate and his centurion. And the actor who plays the centurion will then also play, at the very end, Joseph of Arimathea. You'll see him putting on a cloak just to make the distinction between the two characters. The two actors are Derek and Dick. They're members of the Clontarf Players, an amateur drama group who have done very well for themselves. In fact, I was just told there that they've made it to the All-Ireland amateur drama final. So they've obviously got some ability to get that far. It's in Athlone, and we wish them well in the final. You'll notice that after every little scene, and the scenes are all short, Jenny and her lovely choir are just going to play a refrain. And it just helps us in a way to be reflective, because I think the little play is an invitation to reflect on the final journey of Jesus in this Holy Week. So I hope you find it helpful and thought-provoking, and perhaps even prayerful.
Morning, sir.
Lucius, up and about so early.
I slept but fitfully, sir.
As did I. The journey from the coast should have tired me, but I was restless through all the long, dark hours of the night.
Sir,
as was her ladyship.
Sir,
But now, Lucius, the sun is up, the air is balmy, and the city still slumbers.
Sir,
Look, Lucius, see, below and about us, the city of Jerusalem. Have you ever seen a more pleasant vista?
No, sir. Not since we departed Italy.
Yet so much unrest down there, discontent, anger, railing against Rome in the squares, the narrow streets, the squalid residences.
Rest that is fermenting, sir, even as we speak.
What?
The Jews are on the move, crowds of them, converging here on this praetorium.
And ye gods, and I in hope of a peaceful sojourn.
This would seem unlikely, sir.
Such a troublesome race. What is it this time?
The rabbis, they have a prisoner,
prisoner.
One of their own, Jesus, hails from the north, from Galilee.
And?
They would have you try him. They are intent on obtaining the death penalty.
And what has the wretch done to merit crucifixion?
Magic, sorcery, leading the people astray, disturber of the peace, incitement to revolt and rebellion.
What, against Rome?
He claims to be their king.
King of the Jews, huh?
Any moment now, they'll be on the gates of this fortress, clamoring for a hearing.
But why the urgency?
Hard to tell with the Jews, sir. Nearly nigh impossible to read their minds.
Is there something here below the surface? Oh, very well. I will go down to them anon. Now leave me, Lucius. See to your garrison.
Sir.
What is afoot here? What hidden from the eye? Jesus, King of the Jews, King of the rabble, more like. But if he is their king, why do they want him done to death? Well, we shall see. Of this they can be assured. They will get nothing from me but Roman justice and Roman order. I, Pontius Pilate, governor of Judea by the gift of Caesar, will maintain the Pax Romana at all costs. At all costs.
Mary, now you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation. Mary, now you know that your baby boy will one day rule the nations. Now you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb. This man they're persecuting is the great
Yes, Lucius, what is it?
Sir, your wife sends an urgent warning.
Warning.
You had nothing to do with this man. Last night she dreamt she suffered much on his account.
She said that. Are you certain?
Just now, her maid-in-waiting Zara came directly to her.
Oh, none of this is to my liking.
Can it be a sign, a portent?
What to make of it? I am astounded at this Jesus. He speaks not one word in his own defense. Why, he will not even look at me, just stands there, center, downcast.
The Jews bear him much malice.
They are bent on blood. But why? Why the hatred?
And they are playing the Roman card.
I'm loath to give in to them. But the more I try, the more unruly they become.
If I may remind you, sir, it is custom at the feast for the governor to release to the people a prisoner of their choice.
Yes, of course.
There are many felons in the dungeons. I have in mind one in particular.
Who? Tell me.
Barabbas, son of Abbas.
Barabbas? He still lives? I found him guilty of sedition and murder, a vile creature.
He is to be executed on this very day with two others.
Come to the point.
Well, if you were to offer to release one or the other, the Galilean or Barabbas, you will foil the rabbis and slip their snare.
But of course, no one could be so malevolent as to prefer a murderer to a mute. Thank you, Lucius. Come, let us return to the seat of judgment.
Crucified, laid behind a stone, you live to die, rejected and alone, like a rose trampled on the ground.
Oh, ye gods, and might you believe my ears. They be so cold, so sinisterly callous. They can choose Barabbas, shout for his release, and scream instead for the execution of one in whom I can find no blame.
These people are not to blame, sir, not the Jews.
What?
This is the work of the Sanhedrin. The rabbis have moved among the crowds, egging them on, whipping them into a frenzy, spurring on them to call for the release of Barabbas.
So?
Sir, I am your commanding officer, centurion of the empire. I think as a military man, not as a politician. And the warrior in me says there is a mob at our gates. This garrison fortress of ours is under siege.
But...
Sir, I've a full company of militia on standby at high alert. I position archers on the rooftops and at the turrets. You have but to nod, procurator, and I will lift this siege and disperse this mob.
Yes, but there would be bloodshed, Lucius. Almost certainly. And where would it end once begun? Are we to make martyrs of these fanatics? Might not an uprising spread throughout the whole cursed country, precipitated at our gates? And once word reached Rome, as it most certainly would. No, there is another way.
Sir?
I return to the seat of judgment. Have a servant fetch me water and a towel.
But sir...
Do it, and at once. I will disperse this mob, lift this siege in my own way, and without bloodshed.
Lord, hear my prayer. Oh Lord, hear my prayer. When I call, answer me. Oh Lord, hear my prayer. Oh Lord, hear my prayer. Come and listen to me.
Lucius,
Sir.
release Barabbas. He walks, if he can walk, free.
Sir. And the Galilean.
Have him scourged. Let your militia have their way with him a while.
As you wish. And then?
And then, if the Jews will not relent, if they continue to bay for blood,
Sir.
crucify him.
Crucified, laid behind a stone, you live to die, rejected and alone, like a rose trampled on the ground. You took the fall and taught of me above all.
Yes, Lucius, what is it?
Sir, there is a man in the courtyard who seeks an audience urgently.
Man, what man?
He hails from Arimathea and goes by the name Joseph.
Did he give cause for his request?
Only that he has come in haste from Golgotha and will detain you but briefly.
From Golgotha, a Jew?
A man of means, my lord, from what I could ascertain.
My bodyguard is nearby?
In the corridor at your bidding, sir.
Oh, very well. I will give ear to this Joseph of Arimathea.
Sir,
Lord, hear my prayer. Oh, Lord, hear my prayer. When I call, answer me. Oh, Lord, hear my prayer. Oh, Lord, hear my prayer. Come and listen to me.
Yes?
my name is
I
Joe.
know who you are. Come, be brief.
I come to take possession of the Nazarene's body.
He is dead. You are certain?
I was there by the cross when he yielded up his spirit.
You were one of his followers.
A silent one, alas.
And what have you in mind? Should I grant you your request?
Why, to give him a decent burial.
Oh,
Out beyond Golgotha, I have a grave fashioned from the very rock,
yes.
in anticipation of my own burial.
Oh, indeed.
There I shall lay Jesus in a clean winding sheet with your permission.
And you will seal this tomb?
There is a great rock by the entrance. I shall have it rolled into place once the body is.
Then do it with my blessing.
I thank you, Governor.
And that will be the end of it.
Perhaps. Perhaps not.
What?
It seems this fellow promised his followers that he predicted his betrayal, his trial, his crucifixion.
Huh?
He promised his followers he would come back again within 3 days from the dead.
Are you mad? Demented? You seem balanced.
That was his prophecy, sir.
What is this about the Jews? Why can they never leave it be as we are?
I'm merely recounting what came from his lips, what his followers will readily vouch for.
This is preposterous. Look you, Joseph of Arimathea, mark well my words. No one, no slave, no freeman, no prince, no pauper, no king, no monarch, no emperor, no man, mortal man or woman, of whatever race, color, or creed, has ever come back from the dead.
Sir,
Now you have the audacity to stand there in the fading light of day and assert that a Jew, a mere Jew, a Jew rejected and reviled by his own blood, a crucified Jew to boot, that this creature, what's left of him, would come forth anon from the grave. Oh, you gods.
indeed, Procurator.
Enough of this nonsense. You vex me further at your peril. Now go, see to this cadaver. I rule the living, not the dead.
Sir.
Mary, now you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation. Mary, now you know that your baby boy will one day rule the nations. Now you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect Lamb. This man they're persecuting is the great I
Sir? There's a delegation in the forecourt.
Delegation.
Jews.
Request denied.
Sir,
I have had enough of Jews and Jewry for one day.
as you wish, sir.
Did they signal their intent?
They would have you mount a guard
What?
at the tomb where the felon's body is buried.
Do I hear you aright? They want me to mount a guard. Send Roman mercenaries to guard a tomb? A tomb?
From what I could gather, yes.
Are they mad? Why, I will be the laughing stock of the empire.
It seems, sir, while he lived, this fellow promised his followers
What?
that he would come back again from the dead within 3 days.
Oh, 3 days, 3 days, this again. First the elder from Arimathea, and now
They are apprehensive, sir.
apprehensive.
What if his followers return to the tomb by night and steal away the body? Then they could spread this fiction that Jesus has risen.
Yes,
Great harm could come of it, a disturbance perhaps, greater than the one already quelled.
yes, and their worry might well become our worry.
Indeed, sir.
Lucius,
Sir?
go tell them the governor of Judea will not send men under his command to guard a grave. He will not be privy to this folly.
Sir.
They have guards of their own, have they not? In their pay, on duty at the temple.
Sir, yes, I was
Then
sodden.
let them see to it.
Sir.
Lucius,
Sir?
what do you make of it? No, come on, tell me, seasoned campaigner that you are, what is your thinking?
I don't know.
What?
I witnessed his death. This Jesus. He died as no fella never would. Ever could.
First my wife, now my centurion. Oh, go back down, Lucius. Dismiss them.
And if they...
I have spoken. That is my last word.
Sir.
3 days, huh? 3 days from now, I shall be back at base. In Caesarea, among Romans, sun, sea, sand, and a mellow breeze offshore. Away from this place of superstitions and dark descent. Shaking the dust of this sinister city from my sandals. Oh, so gladly. Enough. No more pressure from the zealots. Of one kind or another. Give me a hand, catch my hand.
Adoramus te.
just remains for me to say a very quick word of thanks. I'd like to begin by thanking our two actors, Derek and Dick. And I think and I'd like to also thank Jenny and Kjol, lovely choir, who added so much to the atmosphere of the drama. And I'd like to thank our sacristans, our faithful sacristans, Dermot and Tony and Paul, I think, is here as well. And also the hospitality team who are going to provide a cup of tea for the two actors. I'd like especially to thank Sean, the author. I think he's here in the church. Yes, he is, and his daughter, Joanne. Would you like to stand up, Sean? Sean is in his 90s now, and he's still writing, would you believe? So there's hope for us all. And if you wanted to sample some of his plays, especially on this theme of the Passion according to Matthew in particular, that has so engaged him really for decades, you'll see samples of his work there on the table. And I think he's a man of faith and also a man of the written word, especially the dramatic word. And he combines both in a beautiful way, and I think we've witnessed that this evening with his play Pilate Under Pressure, which is a shortened version of a slightly larger play, but very suited really, I think, to a setting like this, of an evening like this. So thanks to all of you for gathering. We've a lovely group here. I was hoping we'd have some audience, and we had more than I expected. And as we usually have Mass at this time on a Wednesday for Lent, followed by exposition of the Blessed Sacrament and benediction, we're going to now proceed with exposition of the Blessed Sacrament for about 15 minutes, and then that'll conclude with benediction. And I know Jenny and Kjol will stay on to sing. So thank you very much for coming again tonight. God bless you.